Hey, what's up everybody? Tim here again at Lowbrow Customs, and I just wanted to talk to you about a couple different seat and fender options that we have for Softails. So as you can see on this bike, it's close to being done. We've got a 2-up LePera seat. We've got the same, basically the same version, but it comes smooth. And we also have a solo seat, which I will show you later on a different motorcycle. And then we have a bolt-on fender that bolts right to Softail, fits stock seats and these LePera seats that I'm mentioning. This one is undrilled, and so you have a couple different options of things you can go with, of license plate brackets and tail lights. But then we also have the same exact fender, but it mounts a stock tail light with your stock license plate, even as a hole for a 2-up seat, and everything that you need just to bolt it on and just to check and ship it out to paint. So we're gonna get this bike off of here and put just a bare chassis on and show you just a couple quick installs of different things you could do just to change the look of your bike. So here's the other chassis that we got from Mikey's project, and as you can see, look at the size of the seat, and the fender's huge and stuff, and believe it or not, there is a cool motorcycle hidden under this thing. You just gotta have to change a couple things. First off is just get rid of this seat. And so now that that's out of the way, we have a couple other stock seats that fit. I showed you the LePera 2-up seat that you don't need to change anything else besides just getting rid of your old seat, and that'll bolt right on and fit over the electronics that are mounted on the crossbar. It's designed to just be a bolt-on fitment. I'll show you this setup with a solo seat. So we've got LePera seats, 2-up and solo, that are a direct fitment for Softail. And they just snap into place. The solo seats, you could run it just like this, but they also have 2 bolts, one on either side, that fit in those tangs right down to the frame down here. That's such a quick modification to make your bike look a lot cleaner versus, God, that thing was this tall off of the fender, and look how much better that looks slimmed down with a nicer seat on it. The stock fender, it has these big chrome covers, but there's cast pieces that are mounted directly on the frame, so you don't actually need all of this stuff, and you'll be able to clean this up by eliminating a couple things that are unnecessary. So we have these other fenders that will be a direct fitment, like the one on the other Softail that I showed you, but it was smooth in the back, so mounting the license plate bracket and your tail light, you were gonna have to do some custom stuff, make something, drill a couple holes, pretty easy, straightforward stuff. But we have the exact same fender with a mount and holes, everything ready to go to take all of the stock stuff that you already have from your fender and bolt it directly onto that fender. So if you liked how this looked and say you were building on a budget, you could just transplant your tail light and your license plate directly on there. Or if you don't have those things and you like the way this looks, you could also purchase those and keep it very stock looking. So to just help you visualize a little better, we're going to swap this out, get rid of this fender and these struts and everything, and swap it out for the slimmer fender that we have available. So behind the scenes, we just swapped out the fender and reinstalled the seat, got rid of those big long struts, and which are really just strut covers. And because as you can see, the frame actually has permanent struts welded into the actual construction of the frame, and which is where the fender just bolts right up to. It's the same as the other fender. It just has all the mounting holes for everything that you're going to need to finish off the rear end of your bike. You got a spot for your tail light. It's got the 3-hole that's typical for mounting lots of different license plate brackets. There's the lay-down style. There's a lay-down with a curve in it. Some even have like bezels to frame the license plate. There's the vertical stock version. There's also a threaded mount for the back of the 2-up seat to bolt in. So you could just have a couple of tools. You don't even need a drill to finish this thing off. As you can see how much better this thing looks, we just swapped out 2 parts, and it really just, it slimmed up and cleaned up the whole back end of this bike without, I don't know, 20 minutes worth of work, not even. It's still Softail, it still has shocks, and even though you've swapped out the fender, you still have plenty of clearance between the top of the tire to the inside of the fender, so it's not going to change any of the rideability of the motorcycle. One thing worth mentioning, I prefer the look of without the big long chrome strut covers, but say if you did want to run those, this fender is shaped differently. It's not going to be like usually they're either the ducktail or the full skirted. They have much more skirt on them, so they have more room for the length of the strut. If you do run this fender, it's going to look funny with that chrome cover. So it actually comes with these couple little decorative pieces, so you're able to cut your strut short. It's past the point where it's actually mounting. You'll cut it short in this area and then use these and drill a hole in your fender and bolt those on just to kind of finish off the look. I personally think it looks fine without it, and you're not really getting any more structural integrity. To me, I think it's kind of like a loud thing on the side of your bike that is almost unnecessary. So, but it's your motorcycle, it's whatever you want to do, but I just wanted to explain what these were for, so when you open it up and you find them, you're not just totally confused. One more thing worth mentioning, you can see now that we changed the fender, it's got a little bit shallower of a skirt, and we still have the same tire that the bike came with, but on the other bike I mounted an Avon safety mileage where it's got a taller sidewall and just fills in the space, a little beefier, chunkier tread, and it just looks nicer with now, visually you can see more of the tire with the change of the fender. But you can mount the fender up and then maybe down the road swap it out to a different tire to just kind of dial in the look a little bit better. But it's really, really versatile and a lot of easy changes for a safe, like if you're kind of trying to build a nice bike on a budget. And as you can see, just by changing a couple parts, we're able to really change the look of this motorcycle. So if you're interested in this fender or fenders like it and lots of different style LePera seats or many, many more parts, you'll be able to find them at lowbrowcustoms.com.